R2, we're back, of course, talking Final Fantasy VII. We're talking Ever Crisis. We try to do some Ever Crisis content here and there on the channel. We're getting a new crossover event coming up on October 30th with another Final Fantasy game, this time Final Fantasy VI. Of course, in the past of Ever Crisis, we've got a crossover with Final Fantasy IX, which is pretty cool, one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. They have ran this event more than once. And much more recently, we had a crossover with Monster Hunter, which was a pretty damn cool event. It's actually one that I played a lot of, and it's some of my favorite outfits and weapons so far for both like Zack and Cloud, at least cosmetically. It is cool for us to get back to another crossover with another Final Fantasy game. I will say, no hate to Final Fantasy VI, but it's not the one I would choose. I would choose that guy right there, because it's my second favorite Final Fantasy. But whatever, Final Fantasy VI is very, very popular. It's cool to see that game get some love. It's just not a Final Fantasy game that I have an attachment to, mostly because I never played it. Even to this day, I haven't played it. I do want to get around to it these days, because we do have, of course, the Pixel Remasters, so it's something I want to do. It's just those older Final Fantasy games, you know, I wasn't aware of the series back then. I didn't hop into the series until PlayStation. But I am, of course, as a Final Fantasy fan, aware of the significance of Final Fantasy VI, so I'm happy for the Final Fantasy VI fans that play Ever Crisis. There's really not like a ton of info right now for the crossover event, as far as I'm aware, other than us getting to fight Kefka and a look at some of the outfits that are coming in the banners. So right out the gate, you're shown with the teaser trailer that we got the 4 characters that will be receiving the crossover outfits. We have Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, and Sephiroth, and they also reveal Kefka as the boss. As for the outfits themselves, we have Aerith as Terra, Cloud as Locke, Tifa as Sabin, which has a little bit of controversy behind it, and Sephiroth as Edgar. We also see what appears to be Angeal wearing Cyan's outfit, or however you say that character's name, from FF6, so there might be like a free-to-earn outfit for Angeal in the event. I'm also not sure who this character is supposed to be that Cloud's talking to. They obviously have like a pilot hat on or whatever that is and some goggles. Like I thought of Sid from FF7, but that'd be kind of weird. So I couldn't really find anybody from FF6 that kind of looks like this. So maybe you guys can tell me who it is. Now the controversy surrounding Tifa's outfit, I believe, is from Tifa fans not being satisfied with the outfit the way it looks, but also her getting another male monk character's outfit, which is what she got with the 9 crossover, right? She got Amaranth's outfit, or however you say the guy's name, from FF9. And I just don't really understand it, because it's like they're like the monk characters from their respective games, right? Like, so there's been this like long-running connection and meme with Tifa and Sabin, because he suplexes a train and Tifa suplexes kaijus and God, right? They've had that connection for a very, very long time. So I would be surprised if the Ever Crisis devs didn't give her the Sabin outfit. Anytime there's like a crossover in Ever Crisis with any other Final Fantasy game, if there is a main party member who's at least related to the monk class, I would almost fully expect that to be Tifa, because that makes sense, right? Even though there's not job classes when it comes to FF7, Tifa would obviously be a monk character if there was. Like how Aerith would be like a white mage, right? Yuffie'd be a ninja, Sid would be a dragoon. I really just don't understand it unless you're like really, really super invested in this game and you play it all the time and you're just a massive, massive Tifa fan and you pull for every single Tifa outfit and weapon or whatever. Like, maybe that matters, I guess, to you, but it's like, who gives a shit, honestly? Like, fucking hell. I don't know, man. I just don't really care. Like, do I like every single Zack outfit? Zack's my favorite Final Fantasy character? No, not really. Do I complain if there's like a bad outfit? No, because holy shit, there's other things to do. I'm not going to put anybody's specific comments in the video, but you can go to the Ever Crisis Twitter and look at their FF6 crossover tweets and just get in their replies, man. There's just people complaining about this shit, and it's just like, Jesus, dude, just do something else then, I guess. If you don't like it, like, holy fuck, just don't pull it. You don't like it, just don't pull it. Who cares? I've also seen people complain because it's specifically Tifa getting another guy's outfit, not a girl's outfit. It could have been Celeste or somebody else from FF6, whatever. It's like, why does that matter? For one, again, the connection between Sabin and Tifa, it makes sense to me, but also, why does it matter that it's a guy's outfit? It's not so we're talking about Final Fantasy VII here, where Cloud dresses as a woman to save Tifa at one point in the story, right? It's a canon event. You can't not do it. He has to cross-dress to save Tifa, right? So if you're a Tifa fan, I feel like you should be happy that she's getting anything at all, right? Because they could have not given her an outfit. Is that better? What's better, her not getting an outfit or her getting something in this banner? It gives you something to pull if you're a Tifa fan. But also, like, at least your favorite character is getting something, right? Whereas, like, I don't know, Barrett, for example, gets the shaft all the time with this game. Like, so the controversy aside, I think all the outfits are great. You know, I think specifically, of course, like Cloud and Sephiroth, the kind of dude outfits. I think Cloud gets some of the best outfits in the game, of course, because he is like the main character of FF7. But his Locke outfit is fucking sick. And of course, Sephiroth looking really cool in the armor. I'll definitely be pulling for the Cloud outfit for sure, and maybe the Sephiroth one as well. It depends on how many crystals it takes me to get the Cloud outfit, because the stamp system in the game fucks me. I mean, it just raw dogs me all the time. I get the X1. I get one stamp at a time so fucking often. Every now and then I get an X2. Very rarely have I gotten an X3. Nothing better than that. But I mean, they are just giving it to your boy every time I pull something. I've also seen people complain about the amount of limited banners in the game, and I totally understand that. It's a big problem with a lot of gacha games. I've definitely felt that in other games I've been like super, super invested in. I'll be honest with Ever Crisis. I mean, I love FF7. I enjoy Ever Crisis. I play it every single day. I go on every single day for my, guild dailies and stuff like that for the boys, but I don't really play it a lot. It's not a game that I'm like always playing every single day. Like I'll hit my dailies and I might play a little bit more grinding, level some shit up, upgrade some weapons or whatever, and then I'll hop out. It's not something that I really play for like hours on end or whatever. It sucks, and I'm totally not defending like the limited banner model or whatever, but that's just, they're trying to make money. That's the goal. So if they drop like a bunch of outfits and weapons near each other, it's not realistic for you to have the amount of crystals to pull all that shit. So that's where like the temptation to spend money comes in, right? There's really not any advice I can give other than you don't have to pull for every single banner that comes out, which I know a lot of people do. There's like the fear of missing out. That's the whole like aspect of the gacha system. It's like, this is here for a limited amount of time. You better get it now or you can never get it again. That whole thing, like that's the whole point of the system, right? So it does suck if you can't obtain that shit. And a lot of times, like there's, depending on the banner, one of the weapons or something like that can be good for an event. I think like Kate Sith weapon from I think the FF9 event is like good for the current guild battle that's happening right now, if I'm not mistaken, something along those lines, right? It's like if you didn't get that weapon, you're missing out on that weapon that can be very, very effective for this current event. The problem is with this kind of a game, it's always gonna be the case, dude. You're like, it's not realistic unless you spend a lot of money on the game to have everything that's gonna be useful for every single event and everything that's always happening, right? And that again is where the money will come in. They want you to spend money, right? If you don't earn enough crystals through doing like the missions and all that other shit and playing the events, like you're gonna be forced to spend money if you really want that outfit or really want that weapon. I know it sucks, dude, but that's just the nature of it. If they didn't drop, things that people want to spend money on, the game would die. There'd be no Ever Crisis. So it's just one of those things you just have to kind of live with. If you don't want to spend money, you just have to suffer, I guess. There's going to always be a new weapon, a new armor, and a new event where a particular weapon at any given time is going to be the most effective thing for that event, right? It's always going to be the case. It's a game that's always adding content. It's always updating. And unless you're spending money, you just cannot possibly keep up with it. Me personally, when it comes to Ever Crisis, I am a free-to-play player. I have been this entire time. I've yet to spend a single dollar on the game, which isn't the case for other gachas. I've definitely spent money on stuff like Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, Pokemon Masters, Dragon Quest Tact. In different ways I've spent money in those games, but never really for crystals or for pulls. Because most of the time, at least with the way I play the game, I guess, I usually have enough crystals to be able to pull whatever I want to at any given time. Like, for example, when it comes to Ever Crisis, I pulled for the anniversary banner, right? I got the Cloud Bahamut outfit, his weapon. I think I pulled for the Tifa outfit as well and her weapon, if I'm not mistaken. But I didn't pull for the other characters. And like going into this FF6 event that's coming out in a few days, like I have like 20-something thousand crystals right now. Even if like the stamp system in the game will fuck me and give me like X1 every single time, I'll be able to pull like at least one outfit, if not more than one of them, right? The point is like there's a level of restraint, I guess, for me at least, from, for one, it's not a game I play all the time. I don't like super invest my time into it, but also don't pull for every single banner. And also there's like a ton of stuff in the game I've not done yet, like dungeons and like other like levels of like the towers and shit. Like several of the towers I still have like quite a few things to go through, right? So there's always times like I grind for crystals if I want to pull for any particular banner. What I can really tell you is either don't pull for every single banner or get out the wallet. Ultimately, I'd say I'm kind of looking forward to this event, even though I'm not an FF6 fan. If there's one complaint I have about the event, if you want to even call it a complaint, is that we're right out the gate fighting Kefka with the event, which is kind of weird since this is the first time we're doing this with FF6. And you go back to the FF9 crossover, which we've done like at least twice. We're fighting the fucking Black Waltzes, which is like some of the early game bosses in that game. Like, I think it'd be kind of cool if we could have got to fight Kuja or fucking Necron or just some other like late game boss, some of the iconic cool bosses. But the Black Waltzes are kind of iconic from FF9, of course. And I do like their story with Vivi and shit, but it's like, damn, we're getting Kefka over here and fucking Black Waltzes over here. We fight Kefka multiple times throughout the FF6 story, so maybe he is like an early game fight as well, potentially. I don't know. But I know he's like the main antagonist and he is like the final boss, right? At least like his like angelic god form or whatever it is. Of course, pass off to you guys. Are you excited for this event? Do you play Ever Crisis? Are you a fan of FF6? Are you a fan of both FF6 and FF7? Is this going to be the thing that finally gets you into playing Ever Crisis, potentially? Or maybe hopping back into it? Anyways, that's the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Search networks in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, _davidbusiness. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Logain, or leave it like Cobain.